Now you're up to 4.
Yeah, the numbers are going up. Oh, do you know what this field was called?
St. Mark's Field.
Is there a...
Burn Keeping Field.
Close to the Burn Keating Field, wasn't it? Remember the big rock that was up where we used to use the big rock for first base? Yeah. Right on, the good old Burn.
The songs they sang and the music they played, they clanged her down in the good old days. They often danced till the break of day to muscles in the corner. When a horse was lost on Tickle Pond, it soon showed up in a traditional song. Everyone knows that the beach was long where a great big sail had. Traditional songs we all enjoy, from Billy Pedal to Eyes to Pipe. If Finnegan's Wake and the Badger Drive will always rant and roar. Oh, the songs they sang and the music they played, they planked her down in the good old days. They often danced till the break of day to muscles in the corner. Now the Humber song we all enjoy, we all can share saltwater joys. The one from school will sing with pride while we fish off Cape St. Mary's. In Humber they dance the goats, and you all remember Lukey's boat. But there's still a lump comes to my throat when I sing that precious song. Here we go. Oh, the songs they sang and the music they played, they planked her down in the good old days. They often danced till the break of day to muscles in the corner. Oh, the songs they sang and the music they played, they planked her down in the good old days. They often danced till the break of day to muscles in the corner. All the songs they sang and the music they played, they planked her down in the good old days. They often danced till the break of day to muscles in the corner. Here we go. Preacher's got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got
right up the middle, where the honeybee hums and the crickets fiddle, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, and the old gray badger sighs.
All of God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Oh, listen to the top where the little birds singing all the melody, and the high notes swinging, the hoot owl cries over everything. The blackbird disagrees. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day. The little lark quacks and he's on his way, and the otter hasn't got much to say, and the porcupine talks to himself. All of God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got down. One more. It's a simple song, a living song everywhere, by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hog of love, sly old weasel and the turtle dove. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Hands or paws or anything they got now. Hands or paws or anything they got now. Woo!
Hey, thank you very much.
I was gonna say, you know you're doing good when you can see your grandson way down there and he's dancing around. Way to go, Oliver. I saw you. I saw you dancing. Hello, Perry. Good to see you. All the way in from St. John's.
St. John's. So what's our St. Mark's, by the way? I've mentioned St. Mark's several times. So if you're not aware, the field that we're on right now is called the Burn, which was right in between. Well, they built the Humber Elementary. When was Humber Elementary built? Probably 74, maybe? 73, 74, around there. So the school up here was before that.
Yes, I went there.
Yeah, well, I went there too, my dear. Yeah. I thought it was earlier than that.
I was married in 74.
Perfect, because down here, St. Mark's School is right back here where the houses were. That's where the St. Mark's School was. And what's our numbers now for St. Mark's? How many here from St. Mark's? Oh, look, the numbers are going up. The numbers are going up. So my name is Ed Humber. This fella here.
Mike Madigan.
My name is Guy Romaine.
And the young fella in the back here brought our average age down considerably. That's my son, Robert. That we played the other night. And it's all about the idea of coming home. So it's called Home Boys, and it's really all about the idea of how, regardless of whatever you say about Newfoundlanders, we all got that instinct to get back home again. And so this idea to come home here, we were talking to so many people the other night that, that basically have come home from all around the world. And it's just so nice to see. And Newfoundland got that drying characteristic about it. So this song was written with the idea. It was on our third CD and called Home Boys, actually. And it's all about getting back home again. Well, Skipper Aborn, a good man is he. He's charted our course to harvest the sea. Our hold it is full with the finest of cod. Now he's swung to the leeward. It's time to thank God. Before the next sunrise, I'll be back in my bed. I can't wait for a chat with the boys from the head. We're going home, boys, driving on home. Won't stop for nothing, we'll work to the bone. Keep steaming homeward, no matter the storm, 'cause it's home, boys, time to go home. Home, boys, home. absentee-o, a man he's become. He's got all he wants, but his dreams are of home. If this is a have-province, have it for me. I'll have the have-none with a spirit that's free. I'm going home, boys, driving on home. Won't stop for nothing, we'll work to the bone. Keep steaming homeward, no matter the storm, 'cause it's home, boys, time to go home. Home, boys, home. Well, Uncle Dan Burton, not much he can say. The kids want him up there now, Mom's passed away at 81. His days may be few, but he's craving for chowden and a pot of moose stew. Well, I tell you right now, boys, when I draw me last breath, take me back to the rock and lay down my head. Take me home, boys, driving on home. Won't stop for nothing, we'll work to the bone. Keep steaming homeward, no matter the storm, 'cause it's home, boys, time to go home. Home, boys, driving on home. Won't stop for nothing, we'll work to the bone. Keep steaming homeward, no matter the storm, 'cause it's home, boys, time to go home. Home, boys, home. It's home. I'm going home. Yeah! You got it.
Thank you. Good song.
I like that enthusiasm.
Well, we sang a song yesterday at the grand opening, and it's a song that Guy wrote many years ago about a fella in Newman's Cove, Bonavista Vista Bay, who is too lazy to get up in the morning, better known as a hang-ashore.
Hang-ashore.
Or if you drop your H, it's an hang-ashore.
So here we go with the hang-ashore. Hope there's not too many hang-ashores here today. Kind of chilly though in your short sleeves, but
Might be a couple.
it's been worse. We played years and years and years ago. We played St. Anthony one night, and it was a nor'easter in July, and we had snow. We were wiping the snow off the mandolin, so this is not too bad today. So here we go with the hang-ashore. Johnny O'Rourke, he lived all alone. He didn't have a wife, he was never at home. Sure, Johnny was only skin on the bones. Oh, Johnny from down in the harbor. Oh, Johnny slept in a big feather bed with a big fluffy pillow tucked under his head. And when he awoke every morning, he said, "We'll be jumpins', I've slept in again."
Whoa, Johnny, get up in the morning at time. You're never ahead, you're always behind. There's plenty of fish when the weather is fine. Johnny, get up in the morning. Johnny, get up in the morning at time. You're never ahead, you're always behind. There's plenty of fish when the weather is fine. Johnny, get up in the morning.
Well, Johnny would walk to the wharf at 9, and he'd look to the waters and pray for a sign. But all of the others had left him behind, 'cause Johnny had slept in again. Well, he'd go to the store and he'd take up his post. He'd talk of the weather and the boys down the coast. And later that day, to the Queen he would toast.
To the Queen.
Oh, Johnny from down in the harbor.
Whoa, Johnny, get up in the morning at time. time. You're never ahead and you're always behind. There's plenty of fish when the weather is fine. Johnny, get up in the morning. Johnny, get up in the morning on time. You're never ahead and you're always behind. There's plenty of fish when the weather is fine. Johnny, get up in the morning.
Well, Johnny grew tired of the single life, so he quickly went out and he found him a wife. Now he sleeps all day and he's awake all night. Oh, Johnny from down in the harbor.
Every night, eh?
But his darling wife had a mind of her own. She pointed her finger, said, now listen, me son.
Now listen, me son.
It's nearly a month and the honeymoon's done, and you better get out on the water.
She said, are you ready? Oh, Johnny, get up in the morning on time. You're never ahead and you're always behind. Plenty of fish when the weather is fine. Johnny, get up in the morning. Johnny, get up in the morning on time. You're never ahead and you're always behind. There's plenty of fish when the weather is fine. Johnny, get up in the morning.
Johnny O'Rourke couldn't take any more. He was tired of being just a hang ashore. He said, my darling wife, you'll never be poor as long as you're married to Johnny.
Sweetheart.
It's been 13 years and 13 kids.
13 kids.
Johnny no longer stays in the bed. He's out on the water each morning instead, 'cause Johnny gets up in the morning.
Help us out here now.
Whoa, Johnny gets up in the morning on time. He's always ahead and he's never behind. He catches his fish when the weather is fine. Johnny gets up in the morning. Johnny gets up in the morning on time. He's always ahead and he's never behind. He catches his fish when the weather is fine. Johnny gets up in the morning. Whoa, Johnny gets up in the morning on time. He's always ahead, never behind. He catches his fish when the weather is fine. Johnny gets up in the morning.
We're going to sing a song, a good old Irish song called Fine Girl You Are the Holy Ground. All we ask is that every man on the field here, okay, every man on the field, when we sing the words, Fine Girl You Are, all I want you to do is point to a fine girl. That's all you got to do.
If you're here with your wife, though, you should point to your wife.
Yeah, that's right. So when you hear us sing Fine Girl You Are, make sure you point to a fine girl on the field. All right? Fare thee well,
My lovely Dinah, 1,000 times adieu. For we're going away from the holy ground and the girls we all once knew. We will sail the salt sea over and we'll return for sure to see again the girls we love. Get ready, hit the holy ground once more. Fine girls you are, you're the girl I do adore. And still I live in hopes to see that holy ground once more.
and now the storm is raging, and we
Are far from the shore, and the good old ship is tossing about, and the rigging is all torn. And the secret of my mind, me love, you're the girl I do adore. And still I live in hopes to see that holy ground once more. Fine girl you are, you're the girl I do adore. And still I live in hopes to see that holy ground once more.
Now don't forget, all the men got a point. I should only saw a few hands there. Here we go. And now the storm is over,
And we are safe and well. We will go into a public house and we'll sit and drink our fill. We will drink strong ale and porter, and we'll make the rafters roar. And when our money is all spent, we'll go to sea for more. Fine girl, you're the girl I do adore, and still I live in hopes to see that holy ground once more.
Yes, farewell, my lovely Dinah, 1,000
Times adieu,
for we're
going away from the holy ground and the girls we all once knew. We will drink strong ale and porter, and we'll make the rafters roar. And when our money is all spent, we'll go to sea for more. Fine girl, you're the girl I do adore, and still I live in hopes to see that holy ground once more. And still I live in hopes to see that holy ground once more. Fine girl, you are.
Thank you. Good old Irish tune.
I think we do a song now in tribute to Ed's uncle. Way back in the 50s, he played with a band I think called the Dipsy Doodlers, if I remember correctly. So Ed will fill you all in.
Cy Brown and the Dipsy Doodlers. How many of you actually saw us? It was before my time. I admit I did not see Cy Brown and the Dipsy Doodlers. How many of you did see Cy Brown and the Dipsy Doodlers? We got a few around here.
Now raise your hand if you actually took the CN, the Newfie Bullet, I guess they called it, as far as the gaff topsails. How many people took the train?
The Newfoundland Express.
The Newfoundland Express.
And now all the young ones can say is, Mama, what's a train? Right, that's all they can say now.
I took from Deer Lake to Bishop Falls towards the end. I think it was 1986. I went all the way to Bishop Falls and back, and I nearly broke my neck because we were like 40, 60 cars, and then a caboose and a passenger car, and it was so rough in the passenger car, no exaggeration, we actually got knocked out of our seats.
There you go.
So the boys in the caboose said, come on back to the caboose, went up top. That was my one and only time on the train all the way to Bishop Falls.
I've been talking about St. Mark's. Do you want to come up and say hello, Mrs. Maynard? How many of you remembers Mrs. Maynard from St. Mark's? She was my teacher in grade 6 or 5. Grade 6. Oh, grade 7. Oh, I was smarter than I thought. Anyway, a tribute to Uncle Cleve. When I had a chance, they asked us to play for the Come Home year. I really thought that one thing I had to do was learn a song from Uncle Cleve. And Cleve Best was a very prominent musician, obviously around Corner Brook for many, many years. I think he could have went as far as music could have brought him if he was the type to be out on the go. But anyway, this is his song that was called the Newfoundland Express. It was a version that was done, it was sung by a lot of different people. This is the one that was on Dave Elm's Homemade Jam.
Homemade Jam.
You remember that too, don't you? The Newfoundland Express. Come on, hop on board, boys, or you'll be left behind. The number 1 is leaving, she'll be pulling out on time. She's pulling out on time, boys, headed all points west. So settle down, enjoy yourself on the Newfoundland Express. Our first stop is at Whitburn, it's the first stop on the line. The way she roars and rattles, boys, she'll be there on time. The whistle now is blowing as we settle down to rest. She's 30 cars from head to tail, the Newfoundland Express. Take it away, boys. castles where the weather it is cold. You can view the topsails better far off to the west, while speeding down to Howley on the Newfoundland Express. We're passing now through Deer Lake, for Corner Brook we're bound. You can view the mighty Humber, no better can be found. You can view the lakes and valleys and where the salmon rest. You can view them all while riding on the Newfoundland Express. There we go. One that talks about in something that all of us from the heights look at all the time. Good old Bloomington. We're passing now through Curling, only 3 miles from our town. Looking to the north, boys, you can see old Bloomington. Well, the smoke is pouring from her stack as on and on we press. We'll soon be into Stephenville on the Newfoundland Express. We're pulling out of Cotroy, a little behind time. And then we're off to Port aux Basques, the last stop on the line. Well, the boat from North Sydney, which stops there as you guess, will take away our passengers from the Newfoundland Express. Yes, they'll take away our passengers from the Newfoundland Express. Here we go.
Good job there, Robert.
Oh, it's so nice to sing
A lot of
that.
Newfoundlanders went out to Calgary and Fort McMurray and working with oil refineries and all these things. And it was sad in a way, because if you sat around the pubs in Calgary, you could hear a distinct Newfoundland accent. And in the early days when they went, there was no such thing as going for 10 days and coming back, or 2 weeks and coming back. They stayed, and grandchildren were born and raised in Alberta. And a lot of good people spent a lot of years dreaming about the time that they would come back home and basically smell the saltwater breezes. So this is a relatively new song that I wrote. I grew up in the Outport, and when the cod moratorium came on, I couldn't believe how people's lives were shattered. You know, fishermen sitting on the wharf in pickup trucks and looking at their boats and wondering, what do we do now? And in a way, it changed the life of our sons and daughters with the out-migration. So everybody loves Newfoundland and Labrador and the saltwater breezes, and so that's what I called this song. Tried to put the voice of the fishermen there, the people who, in some ways, they curse the politicians and the mess they're in. So anyway, here's a tune called Saltwater Breezes. I descended from a line of men, a group of arty fishermen who believe in family and in God. We fished some northern cod. But politics, the bull, the siege, our living from the sea, changed everything it used to be for our daughters and our sons. But I like to see the sun shining on the water when the morning has just begun of another fishing day. And I like to feel the breeze blowing in from salty seas, blowing through my window in my home down by the bay. We always used to fish the bay, we never had to go away to look for better wages coming from the tar sand oil. But now our grandkids live up there, we see them only once a year. Alberta's home for descendants of the fishermen of cod. But I like to see the sun shining on the water when the morning has just begun of another fishing day. And I like to feel the breeze
breeze blowing through my window in my home down by the bay.
Our sons and daughters live up there, some of them for 30 years, waiting for the day to come when they can come back home. Retirement brings them back this way, they dream about it every day, smelling salty breezes through their windows on the bay. They like to see the sun shining on the water when the morning has just begun of another fishing day. And they like to feel the breeze blowing in from salty seas, blowing through their window in their homes down by the bay. 'Cause I like to see the sun shining on the water when the morning has just begun of another fishing day. I like to feel the breeze blowing in from salty sea, blowing through my window in my home down by the bay. Oh, let it blow through my window in my home down by the bay.
By the way, in case you didn't notice, the three of us used to wear hats, but now that we've gotten a little bit gray on the top and a little bit white, there's no need for us to wear hats, but I just thought I would wear this very sophisticated looking salt and pepper cap that Ed's mom knit. Hey, every year she used to knit
Mom
40
used
or
to love
50, 40 or 50 hats, and the first show that we do a lot of tourism shows, they began, well, maybe not the first show, the first 2 or 3 shows, 50 hats gone just like that. She used to put some people call it a lucky penny, but I think Mrs. Humber called it a blessed penny.
Oh, she said a prayer for every
Blessed
penny that went in, every hat that went everywhere. And there's a judge down in California wrote me about the one that he has. You just never know where your penny goes.
That's right, and there's a lady down in the States who has all Alzheimer's patients, and she got the pattern from Mrs. Humber. Mrs. Humber gave that secret pattern, she doesn't give it just to anybody. She gave the secret pattern.
Sounds like Kentucky Fried Chicken there.
Yeah,
right.
just like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, I think you can find it on the internet though.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kentucky Fried Chicken, I heard this one. When my family, years ago, my family was so poor, we used to go to KFC and lick other people's fingers. That's how poor we were.
Oh man, that's the first time I've heard Mike say that. And that's true.
Heard that from
Hopefully
the
the
other-
last time
It
too.
might be the last time. It might be the last time too.
Well, I think we got time for 2 more. We don't want to keep the stage too long because we got more entertainment coming behind us. We want to say a big thank you to the Come Home Year Committee. I think all of us should give our thanks and appreciation.
Wow.
This is going on in 3 different places in the town, right in the city right now. I think it's just absolutely fabulous. I guess if we were all together, we'd have one great big crowd, but it's awfully nice. I suspect that most of the people here right now got a connection to Humber Heights, I would guess.
I would imagine, yeah.
I would say we're Humber Heightsers to the core, right to the core.
And while we're chatting about the great Come Home Year celebrations, we thank the Come Home Year for having us. And we thank all the people that are listening to us. The other night we had a lot of good comments on our show. So thank you to everybody that has supported us throughout the last 31 years of playing. And we recognize the fact people do enjoy our music, and we're proud to represent Newfoundland and Labrador. So thank you so much.
I'm going to ask a question. It might be a little bold, but I got to do it. Is Joyce Hancock here by any chance?
Joyce.
Not here right now? We sat down to that dinner I was talking about. This lady sits down next to me. And anyway, she sits down and I say, "You look awful familiar." And she said, "Yes, you do too." And she had the shirt on with From the Heights. So anyway, anybody who knows the Humbers knows that we're very involved in baseball. Very, very involved. But my brother Tom was around her age. Right? Now Tom always had a very strong arm. Anyway, I say, well, I'm actually a Humber. Now, you might know my brother more. My brother is probably around your age, and he's Tom Humber. And she looked at me and she said, "Yes," and I got the scar right here on my lip to prove it. Tom had thrown a rock when he was a little boy.
Oh, my God.
And she was a little girl. It got her right into the lip, and she still got a little scar on her lip from Tom hitting her with the rock.
Did he throw a curve?
Oh, well, he definitely threw a good one. It was a strike. Anyway, this is our song called "The One Room School." We everywhere we go, we love to do this one. The guy wrote it for his father.
So here we go. Let's give it a try this afternoon. I know you all remember it well. With the reading and the writing and the arithmetic and the cod liver oil, we just had to take the cold. Come on, we'll never forget from a beautiful one-room school. With a hot belly stove and the floorboards creak. When it rained, the roof nearly leaked. We were happy as larks and we did make a peep in our beautiful one-room school. In a beautiful one-room school. But to go to the bathroom you had to insist. Out your cloakroom, oh what a mess. The rain was pouring, what would you do? Put on your boots, your raincoat too. And if it wasn't rain, it was probably snow. Out to the outhouse you must go. To a tiny little seat with a tiny little hole in a beautiful one-room school. With a pot belly stove and the floorboards creak. When it rained, the roof nearly leaked. We were happy as larks and we didn't make a peep in our beautiful one-room school. In a beautiful one-room school. Probably the biggest event of all was the Christmas concert in the Orange Hall. People would come from far and near to hear all the little voices there. And the Junior Red Cross would also sing, act out a poem or some silly thing. And when we sang the ode, our voice would ring.
Everybody join in.
When sun rays crown thy pine-clad hills, we were happy as larks and we didn't make a peep in our beautiful one-room school. With a pot belly stove and the floorboards creak. When it rained, the roof nearly leaked. We were happy as larks and we didn't make a peep in our beautiful one-room school. In a beautiful one-room school. With a pot belly stove and the floorboards creak. When it rained, the roof nearly leaked. We were happy as larks and we didn't make a peep in our beautiful one-room school. In a beautiful one-room school. In a beautiful one-room school. In a beautiful one-room school. Thank you.
Anyway, this is our song called This Newfound Land on Capo 2, not fun.
From Cape Bonavista to the coast of Labrador, this rugged land of beauty is yours to explore. God, the Abbott and the Matthew is how it all began. And it's ours to discover now this newfound land. And it's ours to discover now this newfound land.
As history relates the scene at Bonavista Cape, high aloft the crow's nest came the cry, oh happy sight. 500 years we surely changed, survivors we become. From colony to province, newfound land.
From Cape Bonavista to the coast of Labrador, this rugged land of beauty is yours to explore. John Cabot and the Matthew is how it all began, and it's ours to discover now this newfound land. And it's ours to discover now this newfound land.
With farmers tilling fields of green and miners seeking ore, the logger and the fisher folk, God bless their every soul. We've built this home and special gifts, a welcome on our shore. Where once our fathers stood, we proudly stand.
From Cape Bonavista to the coast of Labrador, this rugged land of beauty is yours to explore. John Cabot and the Matthew is how it all began, and it's ours to discover now this newfound land. And it's ours to discover now this newfound land.
With its granite cliffs, misty shores, this land became our home. Our people shaped their lifestyle and our heritage runs strong. We've weathered good and bad times, but our future will be bright
If we chart our course and set our sails once more. From Cape Bonavista to the coast of Labrador, and this rugged land of beauty
much. Have a pleasant rest to come home here. God bless.
Thank you for listening, guys. Have a great afternoon.